Hi everyone, my name is Nikesh Savoy. I am your Portuguese teacher here for 1 hour. This live session will go for around 1 hour, and we will talk about the masculine and feminine nouns, about some articles and so on. Okay, and we will try to identify that why nouns are important and how they changes. How the noun yaks, or how we change the noun according to the sentence, right? So or how we change the articles, right? How we change the singular and plural nouns, and how we identify the feminine and masculine nouns more importantly, right? So let's go here, right? Here you can see that, right? Let's go and make something here. Let's draw something here, and you can see here, you can see that I have set up one file for you. And here, meu nome é Harichandra. Muito bem, olá Harichandra. So here you can see that I have some pictures here. Here is a single man, and here is a group of men, right? Here are 3 men. So if you see here, I have here some articles: u, a, ush, and ash. So articles in Portuguese are same as in English almost, but in Portuguese we use it in a different way, and we use them more frequently than in English, or probably than in any other languages, right? So here you can see u, a, us, and as. In Portuguese, we can translate them into English. If we translate, it all means normally the, right? So it is the actually, and how we use it. So why we need 4 different articles here. That is what our first subject is, right? You can see here quem é ele, who is he, right? Quem é ele. Don't worry if you don't understand what this question mean in Portuguese, because this is not our subject matter or scope today, but we will try to identify what it mean. Quem means who, é means is, and ele means he, we can say. So if we have to ask that who is he, we can simply say quem é ele. So here he is a single person, or we know that he is a single person, and so we are asking that who is he. This is the singular form, right? So here we can say ele é homem, right? Homem means, you can say, the man, right? Man. And here we need to put the article. So how can we use article with the noun? Homem is a noun, right? It is a noun that means in Portuguese man. And what article we use before it? So we will see it. And if you see here, quem são eles? That means who are they? Here, the person who asked the question, or in here maybe me, I know that it is a group of the person, so I am using here the plural form, right? So quem são eles? So if you see the são and a, don't worry for now for these 2 things. These are the verbs that normally, these are the to be verbs, and these are the verbs of the Portuguese verb ser, that means to be. They are the form of these verbs, which we will discuss in the next lesson as well. But for now, you can just understand that if we have to talk about he, we change this form to a, who, that means quem é ele, who is he. And if we have to talk about the plural, or they, we say são. For now, you can just understand this one. Quem são eles? Who are they? So here we have to say that eles são homens. So here you can see that when we are talking about the single person, it is homem, and when we are talking about more than 2, then we use homens, right? That means the plural form, 2 or more than 2. So here we can say that for the articles we use for the plural form and for the singular form is different, okay? And similarly for the masculine and for the feminine noun is different. So here, this is a masculine noun. We can easily identify because this is a human being. That means we know that this is male. That means he is a man, right? So how can you use the article? Should we use u, a, ush, or ash? This is what the question is. Remember, here these articles, if you see here, in Portuguese, nouns are masculine or feminine and some are neutral. So in Portuguese, normally every objects we assume as they are nouns. They are either feminine or masculine, right? Every nouns. And some can be neutral. Before the feminine noun, we use the article a, and if it is singular, and ash if it is plural. So if it is plural and if it is feminine noun, we use ash, and if it is singular and if it is feminine noun, we use a, right? And similarly, if it is a masculine and singular, we use u, and if it is masculine and plural, we use ush. So now you can guess, this is the masculine singular and this is masculine plural. So maybe we need to use u here and as here, right? Let's check it out and it will make you clear, right? Yes, that's cool. So L-A-U, oh my, he is the man, right? So here we use article u for the singular masculine, and here we use article ush for the plural masculine. Okay, so I hope you got this at first. That means we use article u for the to say the, I mean in English, if I translate it to English, we use the article u and we use the article us for the plural forms, right? I hope it is clear for you, right? And if you see here, right, if you go to the another one, in this slide, instead of a male, you can see here a female, right? And the group of female. That means the feminine noun, and this is the feminine plural. So for the feminine plural and feminine singular, how we use the article? To be honest, u means also the, a means also the, us means also the, and as means also the in English. But according to the noun, we use them differently, I mean in a different gender. So here this is a feminine noun, so that means we have to use the article a, because here it is a feminine singular, mulher. Mulher means, you can say women, right? So ela é mulher. So here the women is a feminine noun and this is a singular noun, so we can say that ela é a mulher. And here this is a group of females, right? That means here you can see all are females. So we will talk about it later on, that how we use the pronouns, right? But for now, just understand that when there is a group of feminine, we use elas to say they. If you say in the previous slide, you can see elas. Elas means for the group of masculine or group of male, and sorry, for group of female or group of feminine, we use elas. So here we are saying elas são mulheres. So when we talk about the plural, we have to change the noun to the plural form. Here mulher is a singular one, and here mulheres we add just es, right? Mulheres means this is the plural form, two or more than two females, right? And let's see what it says here, and we will identify. We can see here that ela é a mulher, right? She is the woman, right? And here we can see elas são as mulheres. So they are women, right? So here we can say that if it is in the plural form, we use as, and if it is on the singular, we use a. Okay, this is very important to identify or to understand that if the noun is feminine or masculine, and if it is in the plural form or singular form. and we use articles accordingly. I hope you got this right about the articles, or we'll see some more examples here. If you see here the same thing, and now you can guess. Quem é ele? Who is he? Ele é professor, that means teacher. So which article we should use here? Either u, a, ush, or ash. What do you think? You can answer on comment if you want, right? And it will help you to practice it, and you will memorize it perfectly. What do you think? I don't know, I cannot see from here, right guys? So hopefully you got it right. So if it is, you can see here in Portuguese, still I will repeat it. In Portuguese, nouns are masculine or feminine, and some are neutral. Before the feminine noun, use the article a if it is singular, and as if it is plural, right? So before the masculine noun, use the article u if it is singular, and as if it is plural. So yeah, that is correct. We can use u because professor is very clearly, we are seeing that it is a masculine noun, right? So L A U professor. That's perfect, right? You all guys are correct. So he is the teacher. And remember here, when we change it to the plural, we change the noun, right? Professor is the singular and professores is a plural one. Sorry. And here you can see quem são eles? Who are they? Right? We ask the question again. We use são because this is again the ser verb form. That means who are they? And you still remember here we use eles. So here you can learn one more thing, which mostly the new students get confused, right? Here, for example, when here we see that all are the masculines, so we use eles. And when there are feminine group, then we use elas, right? But here they are 50-50, right? If you see, there are two females and two males, or we can say two male teacher and two female teacher. And we are using here elas, not elas. It is because whatever happens, we use elas only if there are all the feminine nouns, or all the females, or all the feminine group, the pure feminine group. But here we can see if there is one masculine word or one masculine person or one male, then we have to say elas. And here also elas são, and because though there are two female, but if there is one, even there is a one masculine word, or if there is one male, then we treat it as a masculine group, right? So we say quem são eles, and we can say, like you have already mentioned, right? We can say ele é o professor, he is a teacher, and we can say eles são os professores, right? They are teachers, right? You are getting, guys? Or if you have any questions, you can ask me on comment box. Let me move again, right? Here you can see quem é ele? What could be the answer here? And quem são elas? What could be the answer here? You can try, right guys? We have time, don't worry. So if you practice, it will help you to understand. I don't know how it helps, but I'm sure that it will help you to get more. Ela, a, so should be u, a, ush, or ash here, and elas são, here should be u, a, us, and ash, right? Let's check it, okay, and you will find it. Right, here we can use the article a because ele é a professor, not professor. We have to change here, right? You can see we have to change it to ela é a professora, right? And here we have to make elas são as professoras, right? Because these are the female, or they are female teachers, right? Ele é a professor. No, we have to say ela é a professora, Godfrey, okay? Because professor is a teacher, male teacher, and we have to change it to professora, and it will be a female teacher. Ela é a professora. She is the teacher. And elas são as professoras. They are teachers. So when we talk about when we say professora and professoras, that means they are the female teachers. Okay? Right? Let's observe here, right? You can see here and just try to identify here. It is very easy, right? Ela é a professora. That's correct, right? Here you can see how we use articles. And if we see the masculine word or male, then we use article u. And when we see the feminine or female, we use article a. And if it is plural, we use as for the feminine and we use us for the masculine, right? And when it is mixed, masculine and feminine, we treat them as a masculine word. Right? Cool? Let's try to this. Just give me a minute. Yeah, that's cool, right? Here you can see oh my. That means oh my is a masculine word. So we use u. And mulher means the women. We use article a. And menino means boy. And normally we say menino to the kids, right? And we use the article u. And if I have to say the girl, I mean small girl, right? Child, or you can use menina to anyone. So it is a menina. And similarly, if we see the doctor, it is o médico. And if you see the female doctor, ladies doctor, then I say a médica. And if it is a doctor, they are both females, two or more than two. That means the plural form, we say as médicas, right? And if the group of male, we say os homens. And group of female, we use as mulheres. And for the boys, kids, right, the group, we use os meninos. And for the kids, that means the female or girls, we say as meninas. And for the doctor, Ola Bijay, we say os médicos, right? So this is how we use the article. So remember, not only the person or male or female or kids or whatever, but in Portuguese, every objects are either feminine or masculine, and some are neutrals. We will check it out again, okay? But before this, we have to be very clear on that, how we use the articles, right? Okay, so I hope you all have now a good idea of using articles, right? So this is the first live session on YouTube, so I am a bit nervous, right? So don't I'm trying to get it better, but it is quite difficult or quite different for me than other platforms right now, because maybe the technology, right? I'm not sure. And some noises outside. Let me close this door, okay? Hola, boa tarde, Bijay sir. How are you? So you have now if anybody has questions, then you can ask me until here. Because if you understand this clearly, then I can go to the other objects, that how we identify the objects, like if they are feminine or masculine, and we will check out how they impacts on the sentences. Okay? Sorry. Right, let's go. Okay, let's say here, and this exercise will help you to understand better, right? So I have noticed, or I found lots of my students also and sometime confused on these things. when they are plural and when they are singular, masculine and feminine, it is very easy to do. But how can we use here? Elas quem são elas? So instead of saying that elas são, let me see that they are men and women, right? Because there are some women and there are some men. So how can I say that they are men and women? So how can you feel? What could be the answer here? Who can say me? Can you please complete this sentence? Elas são, that means which article we use here and which article we use here. Let's try. Give a try, guys. Yes. Yeah, we can see here. Let's check out, right? What could be the answer here? You can see, elas são os homens, right? Elas são os homens because, yeah, os homens. So here we can say homens is a masculine word, plural. So we use the article os, and here e means and before the mulheres we use the article as. Elas são os homens e as mulheres. That's wonderful, right? You are correct, right? We use because we are separating here. We separate the homens and we separate the mulheres. So we can say elas são os homens e as mulheres, right? What could be the answer here? Here you have to, if you already know about the ser verb, I use elas são, menino e menina. So which article fits here? U, a, us or as? Because there are two, one boy and a girl, right? We can say menino for the boy and menina for the girl. So what could be the answer here? Can you feel it? You can try it, guys. Okay, so you can say elas são. Okay, let's reveal the answer. Okay, so and we will got it. We can say elas são o menino e a menina because here they are two. As a group they are plural, so we use elas são, but here we can say o menino means elas, they are the boy and the girl. That means we are individually counting these two different kids, right? We can say elas são o menino e a menina. That's perfect, right? So you are getting it slowly and nicely, right? So now this is the main thing, right? Until here it is very comfortable for us to identify either they are feminine or masculine, and we just need to put the articles accordingly, right? But if we go here, then it is challenging, right? It is challenging because these are the objects. Okay, so for your information, in Portuguese every objects are either masculine or feminine, not only the human being or not only the boys, girls, but even the object we consider them either feminine or masculine. So how can we identify these objects? Either they are masculine or they are feminine, and how they effect on sentence making or our daily speaking. That is the challenge, right? So let's talk about it here, okay? So for your instance, I have already put here article o before the noun. Here o livro. So here o pão. O livro means the book. O pão means the bread. O abacate means, I think, pineapple. And o cabo, cable, we can say data cable, right? Cabo de dados. O chapéu, that means hat. And o telemóvel, that is the mobile phone, right? And you can say a mesa, that means the table. And a lampada, that means lampada means the bulb as well, or you can say the table lamp. And you see here a laranja, that means the orange. And you see a bateria, right? The bateria means the battery, the big one. And for the small battery we say pilha, and for the key we say chave. Okay, so here I have make it ready for you that every nouns there are articles. So if you see the articles like this before the noun, it is easy for you to identify either they are masculine or they are feminine, right? For example, o livro. So remember, livro is a masculine noun. O pão. So remember, pão means bread, is a masculine noun. And if you see here, right, for example, abacate, this is a pineapple, this is also the masculine noun. And cabo, o cabo, is a masculine noun. Chapéu, the hat, o chapéu. So this hat is a masculine noun. And telemóvel, that means mobile phone, is a masculine noun. And a mesa, that means table, is a feminine noun. And a lampada, we put the article a, so it is a feminine noun. And laranja means orange, this is also the feminine noun. And a bateria, that means the battery, is also the feminine noun. And a pilha, the small battery, also the feminine noun. And a chave, also the feminine noun. So if you notice here, most of the feminine nouns, they ends with a, right? If you see here, a mesa, sorry, let me make it a bit small. You can see a mesa, it ends with a. Lampada ends with a. Laranja ends with a. And bateria also ends a. And pilha ends a. But not the chave. So what we can say here that in Portuguese, most of the nouns that ends in a, I mean a in English, but I in Portuguese, are the feminine noun. Okay, so when we see the feminine noun, we put the article a. And normally, if the noun ends with u, that means o in English, and you can see u and u, these are normally the masculine nouns. Or mostly, if they don't end with a, are masculine. But not all. This is not a hard and fast rule. And so we have to consider this as a masculine noun, and we have to use the articles accordingly. So o livro, o pão, o abacate, o cabo, o chapéu, o telemóvel, and you can say a mesa because it is feminine, a lampada, it is feminine, and so on. But here you don't be confused here on chave. It looks like not a feminine noun, but this is the feminine noun. So some feminine nouns may not end with a. Not some, lots of nouns they are. This is just a general rule, okay? And the best idea to identify either the object is feminine or masculine is to learn them with articles. Always put articles before the vocabulary you collect, okay? Right, and if you go here, right, in some places, if you see here that when the nouns changes into the plural form, we again change the article, and we use, normally there are different rules to change. Here if you see, ends with u, we just add s. So here you can see o livro is a singular and os livros is a plural, right? You got it? So if you have any confusion, you can, we again change the article, and we use, normally there are different rules to change. Here if you sorry, right guys, you got it or not? You are very clear until here or not? Because now after then we will talk about how they impact on the whole sentence, right? So before we try to learn the sentence structure, it is very important that we understand how we identify the feminine and masculine noun, and how we use articles for the singular and plurals, right? Okay, that's cool. So here you can see o livro, we change to os livros. These all are the masculine words. And o pão, we change to os pães. And o abacate, we change to os abacaces. O cabo, os cabos. O chapéu, os chapéus. O telemóvel, os telemóveis, right? So here you have to, yeah, boa senhor, that's muito bem, Bikram, right? We all are very clear on these articles. So yeah, today is the very simple things, right? Because today is the first day, so I don't want to make it more complicated. And as no lots of this is the first live session, so maybe lots of you are not aware of the live session as well. So I am just trying to make it very simple and very easy for today. Okay, please upload in PDF. Yeah, yes, you can go to ivana.org here, and you will get some of them. Okay, so don't worry, I will try my best to upload on PDF as well. Don't worry. Or you can make a note yourself, maybe, right? Could be even more comfortable. Okay, I will try to make it on PDF, and I will post on ivana.org. Okay, and maybe it will help you. You can see here, but it's not very very quite clear, so maybe I can write here, right? If you go to ivana.org, and there maybe in language section you can see the download resources file, and there I have lots of PDFs, but not exactly like this. No matter, I will provide you the PDF as well. I will upload, and so that you can download it. Okay, Fran, that's cool. Sorry. So here you can see similarly, if it is the feminine noun, then also we change them a major as majors. So it is very easy. If any feminine noun ends with a, if you want to make it plural, you just add yes. But remember, always articles should be plural as well. So a major as majors, right? So a lampada as lampadas, a laranja as laranjas, a bateria as baterias, right? And similarly, a pilha as pilhas, a save, and we can say as saves, right? Sorry, I'm not very well today, that's why, and a bit nervous as well. So let's go to the conclude, right? And then we will see some other examples, how they impact, right? Let's conclude this one. What are the takens? What is the thing that we have to consider? And we can see here that in Portuguese, nouns are classified as either masculine or feminine. All the nouns, right? Normally, not only the living persons or living creatures or something that we can identify, but in Portuguese, all the objects, all the nouns are either feminine or masculine, with some being considered neutral. There are some neutral nouns. For example, Portugal is a neutral noun, right? You are welcome. Portugal is a neutral noun, and depending on the gender of the noun, articles, adjectives, and prepositions are used differently. They changed. So that is why nouns, to identify the noun, are important, right? You must identify the noun, right? So for example, here, if you see, let's see two things here. Let's see caneta and mesa. We took two things here, and let me provide you one example, right? For example, here, if I have to say that the table is expensive, that you are welcome, Fran, the table is expensive. How can you say the table is expensive? How can you say in Portuguese? If anybody can make a sentence here, the table is expensive. How can you say? Let's try to make it. I'm sorry, maybe this is the first live session on YouTube, so I'm not very much aware of the technology right now. Maybe that it reaches to you a bit later when I speak here, so I need to wait a bit probably, right? So how can you say that the table is expensive in Portuguese? Can you please try it? And then if you see here, and then let's try to say that the pen is expensive. Expensive. If you want to know how to say expensive, is caro or cara, right? We can say, to say expensive, we can say either caro or cara, right? And so this is how we make. So if you want, you can try to make some sentence here, okay? I don't know how many seconds late it comes to you. I have to identify it, right? So here you can simply say that the table is expensive, right? So here the table means we can use here, right? Let me make it a bit smaller. A caneta é cara, that's cool, right? So here you can see, let's go to top, right? And I can say here, let's make it change the color, okay, so that it will be good. And let me keep it up here, and I can say a mesa, because table is a feminine word, so we can say a mesa, a, let me change the keyboard, right? How can I change it? My goodness, now I am in trouble. No, not in trouble, that's fine. Okay, we can say that a mesa é cara, right? And if I have to say that the pen is muito caro, mesa é cara. That is why, Bikram, it is important to identify the noun, because mesa is a feminine word. So to say expensive, we have to say mesa é cara. And for the pen, I can say a caneta é cara, right? Pen is expensive. Mesa é cara. A caneta é cara, right? And if I put here some masculine word, for example, a mesa é cara, that's cool, Anju, right? So if I have to use here some masculine word, for example, the mobile phone is expensive. So how can you say it, right? The mobile phone is expensive. So for your reference, I can say o telemóvel, right? I can say o telemóvel, and a, then how can we use it? We say expensive here. Can you try it? A mesa é cara. That's cool, Anju. That's nice. A mesa é cara. Hari sir, that's nice. Bikram sir, a mesa é muito cara. Not muito caro, maybe a cara just a bit, right? So we have to use cara, okay? That's cool. So here we can say o telemóvel o celular é caro. Yeah, you can say cellular as well. That's kind, right? Caro. So if you notice here, because of this noun, right? You can say because of this noun, yeah. When we talk about the expensive, it also changes. If it is the feminine noun, we say cara, and if it is the masculine noun, we say caro. This is the reason that we must be sure and we practice to identify that either the noun is masculine or feminine. Okay, so these are the feminine nouns. For example, right, you can say a rapariga, a mesa, a suva, and in plural it's as canetas. Must be two pen here, right? I have just put one. Now it is cool. As canetas, pens, as cartas, letters, arbor, tree, a flor, flower, a passar, bird, right? And if I go to the masculine word, it is o cão, o parque, o sol means the sun, os brinquedos, right, the toys, os cartões, cards, o livro, book, o gato, cat, and o carro, car. And so the last taken is that in Portuguese, nouns are classified as either masculine or feminine, with some being considered neutral. Depending on the gender of the noun, articles, adjectives, and prepositions are used differently. The article o, that means u, is used for singular masculine nouns, while a is used for singular feminine nouns. For plural masculine nouns, us is used, and for plural feminine nouns, as is used. Right? Very clear until here, guys. So take a rest, break, and then let's try to do this one, right? How we use the indefinite articles and how they impact in our daily sentences. Until now we are talking about the definite article, right? So that means some articles that we can say the, right? And indefinite articles means maybe we are talking about here you can say that how to use uma, uns, and umas. So it is, if you understand once the feminine and masculine noun, then you can easily understand these things as well, right? Means one, we can say here. Uma is also one, you can say, and uns means some, and umas means some. So here you can see livro, that means one book. So here to say one, we use because livro is a masculine word, right? And to say the same thing, one to the pen, that means caneta, we say uma because caneta is a feminine noun. So if you want to say that I have a pen, then you can say eu tenho uma caneta, right? For example, here, let's see some examples here, and it will make you more clear, guys. Okay, so for example, if I have to say that I have a pen, then how can I say, right? And if I have to say I have some pens, how can you say? And if you have to say I have a book, I have a book, how can we say? And if I have to say I have some books, right, then how can we say? That is the thing, right? So here, for example, I have a book, we use the verb ter, right? And we can say eu tenho, right? I have, and you can say livro, right? Eu tenho livro, I have a book. Now, can you say me that, how can you say that I have some books now? Who can answer this perfectly? Let's see. Eu tenho o livro. But here I am trying to say one book. So you have to, this is I have the book, right, Bikram? So I have to say I have one book, right? For example, I have a book here, so I have to say, hey, I have one book. So you have to say, or I have a book, right? I have a book. How can you say? So you can say that eu tenho livro, right? Because a book is a masculine word, and if we have to say I have a book, we can say eu tenho livro, okay? And how can you say I have some books? That is the question that we have to use it, right? Hey, I want to buy some book, right? I have to buy some, I need to buy some books. So how can you say? Eu preciso de comprar, for example, don't care on these words now. Eu preciso de comprar. So you can say uns livros or umas livros. That is the question, right? To say some. So livro is a masculine word, so we can say eu tenho, right? Some books we can say eu tenho uns livros. Come on. Uns livros, right? I have some books. You can say like this, right? Eu tenho uns livros, okay? And similarly, if you have to say I have a pen, how can you say? You have to say eu tenho uma caneta, right? Eu tenho uma caneta. So because like in articles, if either we can say eu tenho a caneta, that means I have the pen, maybe the specific pen. But if I have to say I have a pen, I say eu tenho uma caneta, right? I have a pen. So here the same thing, when it is the masculine word, we use un. And the same thing when it is the feminine word, we use uma. Okay, eu tenho uns livros. That's good, Ganesha, right? Eu tenho uns livros. I have some books. Similarly, you can say eu tenho uma caneta. And if you want to say that I have some pens, then you can say eu tenho umas canetas, right? I have some pens. Sorry. That's cool, right? So you got, guys, all until here. So this is quite simple and straightforward. Just we have to remember two things, that in Portuguese every words or every nouns are either feminine or masculine. And if we want to use the article, if it is a feminine, we use article a. And if it is the feminine plural, we use article ash. If it is masculine, we use u, and if it is masculine plural, we use ush, right? And similarly, if we have to say use the indefinite articles, and if we have to say then if it is the masculine singular, we use un, and if it is feminine singular, we use uma, and if it is masculine plural, we use uns, and if it is feminine plural, we use umas. And to identify the noun is very important, because that can changes the other forms. For example, here, o telemóvel é caro, but a caneta é cara, right? That's nice, right? That's nice. So let's see that, right? You can see here, right? This is a good example, right? We say menino, that means a boy. Uma menina, that means a girl. Abacasi, that means a pineapple. Uma laranja, that means an orange, right? So here use article before masculine singular and uma before feminine singular. Similarly, uns limões. Vinte mordidas, amor. Obrigado, Arisser. Uns limois is the masculine word, and we can say for feminine we can use, this is the this is the numeral, not the article, but in even numeral it change. We say duas manchas, and if there are two boys we can say dois meninos, right? For example, here if there are two boys, even for the numerals, right? If I have to say two boys, I say here dois meninos, right? And if I have to say two girls, for example, here, even when we use numerals, we say duas meninas, right? Not cois, it is dois. Come on, dois, right? And we can say duas and meninas. If you see here, even to say two, it is changed because thank you very much, Hari sir and Bikram sir, duas meninas. So it is very handy and very useful that you know if they are feminine or masculine. Okay, so we will try to, and if you say here umas canetas, some pens, right? Because caneta is a feminine word. So let's try to do this exercise, okay? And not exercise actually here. And before we come here, let's try to identify this. So here there are two things. One is carro, or maybe I can put out some different to make it more easy for you. Let's say two books here, and let me out one book here, okay? So it could be more easy for me. Okay, let's see the book, one book only. Let's delete it now, and let's delete the car. Okay, so let's see here. Here I have the book, right? And here I have pen, and let's see. This is a red pen, right? I have a red book and I have a red pen. So keep it here, right? And here. And similarly, I have a black pen and I have a black book. Come on, do we have or not? Okay, maybe this one I can change the color. No, I cannot. Let's see. Okay, here I have, right? So you can see here two different things, right? A book is, and one is a book and another one, eu tenho livro vermelho. Muito bem, that's cool, right? So you can say that I have a red book. How can you say? Let me copy and paste from here so that I don't need to go anywhere, right? Eu tenho livro vermelho, right? I have a red book. So here you can see the livro vermelho. Let's note this. This is an adjective, right? This is an adjective, and let me make it. So how can you say that I have a red pen? That is the question now. Eu tenho livro vermelho. Now, Hari sir, how can you say that I have a red pen? And how can you say I have a black pen and I have a black book? And then we will try to say I have red books. And we will try to say I have red pens. It will make you very clear that why it is important, right? Okay? Eu tenho livro vermelho. That's cool. So how can you say that eu tenho uma caneta vermelho? Yeah, that is how we have to learn. That's cool. Thank you very much, Ganesh sir. But here, when we talk about the feminine noun, for example, if I have to say that I have a red pen, I say eu tenho uma, and I have to change it to caneta. And here also this color name, that is adjective, right? This also changed to feminine. So look here, eu tenho livro vermelho, right? And here, eu tenho livro vermelho, and eu tenho uma caneta vermelha. So this O is changed to A because this is a feminine noun. So it is very important to practice the nouns. It looks very simple, but it is very important that whenever it should come automatically, right? You should not think that, hey, caneta is a feminine noun, I should use vermelha. It's not, but instead it should be practiced and it should come automatically, right? And you can easily, so that you can easily say that eu tenho uma caneta vermelha. So when it is feminine, we say a, and when it is masculine, we say u, right? Similarly, how can you say that I have a black pen? Eu tenho uma caneta, right? Eu tenho uma caneta. Then again, we need preta, right? Because pen is a feminine word. That means caneta is a feminine word. So we have to say eu tenho uma caneta preta. Okay? So here vermelha, here preta. So these nouns we have to play a lot so that it comes in our mind when we need it, right? Eu tenho uma caneta preta. That's perfect. And if you have to say that I have a black book, then how can you say? Let's try. Yeah, that's cool. Eu tenho uma caneta preta, right? So similarly here we can say eu tenho livro preto. That's cool. Eu tenho livro preto, right? I have a black book. So here, when it is the masculine word, we say preto. And when it is the feminine word, we use preta. Okay? Eu tenho livro preto. That's perfect, right? And eu tenho uma caneta preta. I have a black pen, right? That looks nice. Similarly, we can say, how can you say that I have two red books? I have two red books. And how can you say that I have two red pens? Eu tenho livro vermelho. Ganesar, that's perfect, right? Now, how can you say that I have two red books? Eu tenho dois livros vermelhos. That's cool, right? You are great. You are getting nice, right? Eu tenho dois livros vermelhos. So remember here, one another note for you. When we use the adjectives, we normally place them after the noun. Livros vermelhos. Eu tenho uns livros vermelhos. So you have to use livros. It should be on plural as well. I have some red books. That's nice. But you have to say uns livros vermelhos. All should be changed in the plural form. Okay? All should be in plural form, right? Eu tenho uns livros vermelhos. I have some red books. And how can you say that I have two red pens? Eu tenho duas canetas vermelhas. That's wonderful, right? You can say eu tenho duas canetas vermelhas, right? I have two red pens, right? Eu tenho duas canetas vermelhas. So here you can see that when it is the masculine word, even two is dois, and when it is feminine word, it is duas. And when it is masculine word, it is vermelhos. And when it is feminine word, it is vermelhas. So this is how the feminine and masculine word impact in a whole sentence structure. And that is the reason that we have to learn vocabularies with articles to identify which one is feminine and which one is masculine, right? That's wonderful, right, guys? I hope you all got an idea. And I'm still saying that today is the first day on YouTube Live, right? That is really, I'm a bit nervous and maybe a bit confusing. But don't worry, every time we will get it better and better. In next live session, it will be far better than this live session, okay? And in next live session, that will be on Wednesday, next Wednesday, I mean coming Wednesday, we will try to learn how we use verbs and pronouns and how we use these nouns to make real life sentences that will help you. For example, here, eu sou Nikes. So here, Nikes is a noun and eu is pronoun and so is verb. Eu sou de Portugal. So I am from Portugal. So this Portugal is a neutral noun. Sorry. Right? Neither feminine nor masculine. Similarly, livro is a masculine noun and caneta is a feminine noun, and we are using the verb ter here, and here also verb ter. And in the next session, I will try to describe in detail how we use the verbs. What are the ser verbs? What are the star verbs? And we will try to make real life sentences, okay? We will try to make real life sentences, and that will help you to understand to make the sentences, right? How we make the sentences, and it will help you. I hope it will help you, okay? So I will be live again on Wednesday, coming Wednesday, right? And I mean next Wednesday on YouTube, and please subscribe to our channel. I hope you all are subscribed. Today is first day and first live, so I know that we are not very lots of students or lots of viewers today, but gradually we will develop, okay? And gradually we will grow up, and gradually we will go to the level up and level up in Portuguese language, right, guys? Thank you very much, everyone, for this live session. And although this is the first session and I am very nervous, but even I hope you learn something, or maybe you practice something. And in next session, we will practice a bit more, and we will talk about the pronouns and some verbs, and we'll try to make some we will try to make real life sentences to practice Portuguese in the day 2. Okay? Thank you very much. If you have any questions, now you can ask me. I'll be here for more 10 minutes and I will try to answer your question. Any questions you have, you can ask, you can write in the comment box, and I will try to explain it.